Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me. I'm just listening to some music. So I got some somewhat good news. In case y'all don't know me, my name's Carrie. My old man is currently locked up. He wrote me because he's in the hole, um, saying that they're looking at a 4-month possibly treatment. Um, for him to get out of there earlier than March of next year, that he would have to do possibly a 4-month treatment over something stupid. My old man doesn't do drugs. Friggin' the dude ahead of him ended up dropping a package at a visit, and it just so happened to be some contraband. And lo and behold, the guard mysteriously did not see it until my old man was getting his clothes out of the basket. Yeah, kind of heated about that because my old man was supposed to be home October 30th, actually. And yeah, that happened. So this happened early October. And they put him in the hole. At first, he was in Algoa, which is here in Jeff City in Missouri. He did a minute in friggin' the hole in Algoa, and from my understanding, the guards were quite rough, and my old man has a lot of medical problems. He's had a couple of surgeries while being in there, and yeah. This is my first time going around with anybody in actually prison. My ex was always in county, so I didn't really know what to expect and nothing like that. And, I mean, whatever it throws at us, it can't be no worse than what's already been thrown at us. So we've made it this far. He's been in there. If he stays in until March of next year, he'll be gone for 2 years. 2 years in November. Me and him got together June of, this is 2018, so that makes 2016. He was like my angel that got sent to me in my time of need. And that sounds cheesy, I know, but that's how I look at it, because I was in a very abusive relationship with my ex and did something that I told him that I would never do, and I had to end up calling the cops on him. And he got taken away, and I ended it. I was tired of it. Got tired of the name calling, got tired of everything. I mean, I did love the man. He was my first boyfriend, anything. He was my first of everything. And he just went completely nuts, and he started one morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, in between 3 and 4 one morning, beating me, and then going to my mom and beating my mom, because we all lived in the same house. and I can take it. I can take an ass whooping now. I did the whole 9 years we were together. Well, it was 8, almost 9 years, and we had actually talked about getting married during that time, but I look back and I'm like, I'm glad I didn't. Um, yeah, I don't know what he suffered from anxiety and depression, which I did too, and I don't think that's what it was. Um, I've always known him to smoke, marijuana. I was like, I don't consider marijuana a drug, even though it is. I mean, I know everybody has their opinion. It is what it is. Please, no hate. And I personally have never done anything. The worst thing I've done is taken half an Adderall, and never again. I didn't like it. I didn't like going fast, and no, it's not me. I'm hyper enough as it is, and it just, yeah, it was not me. um, that's the worst thing I've done. Sorry if the video is shaky. I have my laptop on my computer, or my laptop on my legs. Sorry. Um, but of course, every relationship starts out, great. And over the years, I just thought, because he'd only do it when he was drunk at first, because he was also a recovering alcoholic. But I'm one of the people that, I'm a Leo. I'm a very caring person. I want to help anybody and everybody I can. And when we first got together, he was the first man to ever actually say, "You're beautiful." And me being a bigger girl, that meant that meant a bit, that meant a lot. um, but I was used to the drinking. I was used to the verbal abuse, and not a whole lot of people know this, but he he was physical pretty much the whole relationship, but not bad, not bad enough for me to be like, fuck you, I'm done, I honestly just thought it was his alcohol, but I look back at it now, and everybody's like, oh, well, would you change? Would you change? Change it? Yes and no. I would change. I would take it up until I had my 2 boys, and then I would have been done with it. Which, in a way, it kind of happened because we had our oldest in 2010, 2 days after my 21st birthday, um, and then we took we decided we wanted to hold off on another one. So I got back on the depot shot, and of course, it took us like 2.5 years to get pregnant with our oldest. So we was like, we'll go ahead and go on it for a while, and then later on down the road, if we want another one, then we'll get off of it because it's gonna take, a couple years to get back to get everything working again, I guess you'd say. Um, well, I went off the shot, and hold on a second. This music, what is going on here? Okay, yeah, that's better. Um, but yeah, and I've got ADHD, so pardon if I jump off track. My bad. Um, this is really the only way I have to venting right now. But anyway, get back on track. We had my oldest in 2010, August 2010. I got back on the depot shot after having him. Was on the depot shot for 2 years and almost 3 years because I got off of it in the summer. It was sometime during the summer. I'm not even gonna try to figure out exactly what day. Um, Summer of 2013. Um, Thinking it was gonna be, a couple years, because then my oldest would have been at least like 5, 6, you know. Um, and lo and behold, like, I'm wanting to say it was November sometime, I think, that, um, November, beginning of December is when I I was procrastinating on that pregnancy test. But November, December, I think it was, is when it was. I took the test and it was positive. My first reaction was, oh my God, how are we gonna do this? Because we wasn't planning it that early, so therefore we didn't take any precautions. Any We didn't think ahead, and we'd already gotten rid of all of my oldest stuff, thinking that it was gonna be a while. We got time to buy more stuff, and um, yeah. November, December, I think is when it was. We found out we was pregnant. Um, yeah, my first impression, I come out of the bathroom. Luckily, we had the master bedroom with the built-in bathroom in the room, and he was laying on the bed, and I come out of the bathroom, and I just have this look on my face, like, I guess that surprise look. I guess, I don't know. Um, he said, "Well, what is it?" And I was like, I just handed him the test. That's all I could do. And then I just literally plopped on the bed and started stressing. And he goes running into my mom and sister and our son in the living room. And he said, "Merry Christmas, Grandma." And she came in and gave me a big old hug. And I was like, she said, "Well, how do you feel?" And I was like, "I'm scared." you know, I, we had complications with my first. Um, so I was kind of worried about this one. But, man, they need to really friggin'. Okay, yeah, they need to play something. um, but it it sunk in finally, and I loved it. I loved the feeling of being pregnant again. I was like, I'm gonna have me another one, then I'm done. And um, they can never get my due date right because my stomach measured out like a month further than my expected due date because they went off my last period or whatever at first. And like I had 3 or 4 dates, I think. I had one in August. I had like 2 or 3 in July. No, 2 in July. And then they jumped back up in August, and they jumped back down in July. And they finally said, "Hey, if you don't have him," because we found out it was another boy. If you don't have him by July 16th, then we're gonna put you in for an induction because I was measuring out way further than what I should have. So July 16th rolled around, nothing at all, no contractions, hadn't, faced or nothing like that. Went in for an induction and ended up having to have an emergency C-section, um, which scared the shit out of my friend. Like, I claim her as a sister, and I was trying to give her the opportunity to go through it because she wasn't for sure if she could have any. And I think it scared her. Went in for an induction at like 6, They started my Pitocin at 6. Um, and then I had that first contraction about 20 minutes after that, and his heart rate stopped. Stopped for 7 minutes. The baby should have been dead. And they had me, turn on my sides, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, oxygen, and then they ended up popping my water, and they said it had blood in it, so they hurried up and put me on all fours. I went down. I was showing God and everybody everything. Wheeled me to the OR. My ex said that I was in there at 7, and by 7:15 he was out. Fine, healthy baby boy. But anyway, I would have to say, if I could go back and change things, it would be shortly after having my youngest. I would have been done with him because it started again after him. And anyway, I know I'm rambling on. I'm on 16 minutes here recording, but anyway, he had that look in his eye that morning that he started beating me, and then going to my mom that he wasn't going to stop until one of us was dead. And that's not an exaggeration. Yeah, that was not an exaggeration at all. And he kept on nagging me like I wasn't gonna call the police. You're too big of a pussy for you ain't gonna call the police. You're too big of a pussy. And pardon my language in this, by the way. Why'd you stop playing? No. Yeah, hang on a second, guys. I gotta get some music playing while I'm doing this. Anyway, I forgot where I was at. Anyway, the thing that drew the straw with me was I had my youngest in my arms and calling the cops. Or before I even called the cops, I was trying to get the phone. He showed me back. Thank God that I landed on my back and not on my youngest. That's where I drew the line. I didn't care if he shoved me again. I grabbed that phone and I started calling. But anyway, okay, so he got locked up, yada yada yada, and me and my mom ended up in a domestic shelter, which I got to meet a lot of cool girls there. They helped me out through everything, and I was like done with men altogether. And this one girl, I won't say her name, but this one girl that I do consider a friend, even though she's done some things that I don't really agree with, but it is what it is. But anyway, she said, "You're way too young, way too pretty." And I was like, "Pretty? Yeah, right, my ass. I've had to have teeth surgically removed because of this douchebag." And so it shot my confidence level down quite a bit. So, and I wasn't really too keen on makeup because he never let me wear makeup. But anyway, she's like, "Download the app, Meet Me, and just give it a shot." I was like, "Okay, whatever." I downloaded it, and my profile picture was a picture of me holding my 2 boys. Honestly, there was no like risque pictures or nothing like that. It was just literally me, and it was like right after work when I took the picture. So I was still in my safety glasses on top of my head, a tank top, a pair of shorts, and some tennis shoes. no makeup, no nothing. And within minutes, I had people texting me. And at first, I'm like, okay, hey, maybe this is a sign. You know what I mean? Maybe I do need to, excuse me, get out there and do this. But unfortunately, they all did that whole, oh, I'm gonna talk to you for just a minute, and then hit you with the, can you send me some pictures? First off, I'm not comfortable in my own body yet. Taking pictures and sending them to some dude that I do not know, nah, sorry, delete. Well, that happened over like a week or two, and I told, actually, it happened all that whole first week, and I told her, I was like, look, hon, I'm about ready to delete this. I said, these guys are so cute, but I don't see how they would like me being a thicker gal. They're skinny, gorgeous, the whole kit and caboodle. But I said they're all after one thing, and I'm not like that. This next relationship I get in is gonna be my last. I'm not in this for a fucking booty call. I'm in it for life. And she's like, well, she said, do me one favor, hun. I was like, what? I hit her with that what. She said, give it one more week. One more week. And if you don't see any difference after that week, delete the app. You gave it a shot. Delete the app. So I gave it a week. The day the same thing happened that week, everybody booty call, freaking pictures, sexting. No, I ain't that kind of girl. You got me fucked up. Um, but I was at work one day and my phone had died before I got home or back to the shelter. And so when I got back to the shelter, I was gonna delete it. Well, I plugged it in and let it charge enough for me to turn it on, and it showed I had a couple messages. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open them just for shits and giggles. And they were both from my now old man. And the thing, I thought first I thought it was too good to be true. This dude, he was 6'6", tatted up. I mean, he was gorgeous in my eyes. And he did tattoos, so that was a perk for me because I love my piercings, love my tattoos. Get ready to go get one here soon. It's gonna be like right in here. And that's actually gonna symbolize the things that I've been through. It's gonna literally go from like my collarbone over here to my shoulder, like up on my shoulder, like pretty much that big. And it's the infinity symbol, but on the end of it, it's like a feather, and it says "Stay strong." Um, yeah, I mean that everything I've fucking been through. Um, but anyway, he sent me. He said his first like opening message was, "Hey, would you want to talk?" And I'm like, I replied, and I was like, it had been like an hour or two when he texted that. I'm like, oh my god, I hope this guy's still interested. And oh, and he was close too, so I was like, bet. And he we got to talking on Meet Me on the Meet Me app, and I felt something. Once we got to talking, I felt something, and he wanted a picture of me. Um, he didn't want anything naked. Um, he wanted like just like a little bra pic. Um, so I went to the bathroom and they had like a window thing on the door or a mirror thing on the door. So I literally I was in my pajama shorts and a bra. And now keep in mind this is an all women shelter, so it don't matter. And I took a picture of, like, I had my hair was longer then. I've cut it since then. I'm trying to grow it back out because I loved it. I look like, I don't know, I just don't like how I look with this hair. Sad thing is, I just got it cut because it was thick and the bitch tortured my hair. But anyway, I had it literally pulled to the side like this. Had a cute little bra on. So I took a selfie, well, a picture in the mirror, and sent it to him, and he said, "You are so beautiful." And that, I still get like kind of emotional about it because I'm like, I didn't know if it was true. I didn't want to get hurt again. You know what I mean? And I told him, I was like, I said, I have been told that before. I said, but it was from somebody that really hurt me. And he said, well, I'm not intending to hurt you. And I was like, okay, I said, if I give you a shot, I said, you hurt me, I'm done. I said, you're lucky I'm on this site right now. You can thank one of the girls at the shelter for putting me on this site. He said, you got Facebook? And I was like, yeah, I gave him my Facebook. We found each other. And at first, he asked for my phone number first, so we didn't have to text on Meet Me. So we started texting at first, and then he looked me up on Facebook and friended me, and we were friends. And that whole next day, like, we talked probably till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had to be at work at 7. Well, I say like 1 or 2 o'clock, but it was like 3 or maybe 4. I don't know, it was a long ass time we were texting back and forth. And he he said, babe, and this is what got me. It's like we hadn't even known each other a full 24 hours yet. And he was already calling me babe. And he said, babe, you need to get sleep. You got to work in the morning. And I was like, yeah. It's like, but I'm having such a good time actually talking to you that I can't sleep. I'm on cloud 9. You know what I mean? And he said, well, babe, he said, I will text you when you get up. He said, because I'm going to go to sleep too. He said, what time you got to work in the morning? I said, 7. He's like, okay. He said, I will text you at like 8. I was like, okay. Well, he didn't text me at 8. He texted me literally at like 6:45 on my way to work. Actually, I just gotten to work. He said, good morning, beautiful. I hope you have a good day at work. And throughout that whole day, we texted, and we ended up deciding on going out on a date that night. It was a Saturday night. Um, we texted all day. And the turd even sent me a freaking picture of him getting ready to get in the shower. And I'm like, really? I'm at work. You freaking turd. And so he was the first one to send a pic, technically, of full nakedness. So, but, um, he, we talked and talked all day. We talked for 24 hours straight. And when I got off, my phone had died and my car charger didn't work. So I hurried up, make a mad dash back from Monroe City to the shelter in Hannibal. And, um, freaking, I told him, once I got plugged in and charged, he had sent me a message saying, hey, I'm in Hannibal and yada, yada, yada. And I said, I literally just got home. I said, I need to hop in the shower real fast. Are you going to hang around for a minute? And yeah, he said, I'm going to wait. He said, we got a date tonight, remember? I was like, yeah. And anyway, skip forward. Um, the funny thing of the date was I couldn't tell him exactly where the shelter was at. So I told him to park down the block and I would walk to him. And I get to his vehicle and he's not in there. I'm like, what the hell? Sitting there, I'm like all like stalkerish, like, okay, it's not in the driver's seat. So, I mean, I'm all dressed up. I'm probably looking like a prostitute. Friggin', I'm sitting over there looking at the other side of the van. He ain't in there. So there was another van similar to that down the road, and I was like, well, I'm gonna walk over there. This dude come from in between two vehicles, 6'6" motherfucker, and I was like, hey, I was like, I know you. I called him by his name, and he said, nope. I said, that's too late. I done seen your pictures. He come up and gave me the biggest hug, and okay, I'm 5'4", and he 6'6". I mean, hugging him was kind of awkward because I'm like, how do I hug somebody this tall? You know what I mean? But it was such a good first date. Like we talked, and he's got the most beautiful blue eyes. But anyway, I know I'm rambling. Oh my god, I'm rambling. Sorry. But some circumstances went down that he had to stay in the probation and parole building, the CSC building. So, bits and pieces went on in there. I'm not gonna go into detail on that one, but he needed fine money by a certain day, and I wasn't gonna be able to do it, and he was short. He was short on his fine money, and I wasn't gonna be able to help him out until that next day. And I guess he had went to the hospital the night before because he's got, like I said before, serious medical conditions, and they gave him, even though they knew um, he was not supposed to have a narcotic, um, gave him a morphine shot at the hospital. And him doing the right thing, went back to the CSC building and told them, hey, if you do a urine test on me, because they have to do a urine test every time they check in, if they go outside the facility. Um, it showed up he had friggin' drugs in his system, which the narcotic showed up as meth or whatever. I can't remember what he said it came up as. And I know for sure this man had been clean for a friggin' minute, like a hot minute. And the last text I got from him was, "Hey, Can you bring the rest of the fine money down today? They'll let you see me for a few minutes, but she needs the money today." And this was before I knew about the whole urine testing. And I felt so bad because at the time I didn't have a vehicle. I was actually going to go get a vehicle the next day. And I kept texting, no response. I'm like, they done locked him up. And it was late in the day anyway that day. Well, while I was at work that next morning, I got a couple calls from a number I didn't know, and it was him letting me know that they had locked him up over the fine and the morphine shot showing up in his system. He was in county for, I'm wanting to say 30 days before his PO decided to revoke his parole and send him to prison. So he went to, and on November 2nd, he went to the FRDC, the Fulton Reception Diagnostic Center. That's where everybody goes before they get transferred to a prison. He was in there until February or March of last year. Then got transferred to Tipton. I was actually able to go see him before my truck got repoed while he was at Tipton. And I haven't been able to see him since. It's been a year. Yeah, pretty much a year. I think a year this month or a year next month. Um, I mean, he's called in between, of course, when he's not been in the hole. Told him, I said, you just need to stay in the hole and stay away from people. But it's been a struggle. But you know what? I love him. People can say what they want about him. People can say what they want about me liking him and being with him. But you know what? I'm out here holding it down for him. I am engaged to him. And I don't give a shit who likes it, who doesn't. You know what? I'm happy. He's happy. Well, under the circumstances, he's happy. But all this, he went from Tipton to Algoa, which is in Jeff City. And then the guards there were shady. So he filed several grievances on them and um, got transferred to, just got transferred here within the last month to Licking, Missouri. That's a South Central Correctional Facility. And it's a level 5, so there's like killers, freaking all kinds of shit down there. That's why I'm like, oh my god, here we go, you know. But it's all okay. He's got people down there to look out for him, and they've been keeping in touch with me because he's given my phone number to them to keep me updated on what's going on because he's in the hole until May for this freaking possession charge that he should have never got. But um, anywho, I just got a letter saying that he is. It's not definite that they're going to keep him until March of next year. Um, the but they most likely will if his fines and court costs paid. Um, aren't paid up, which he has like $1,400 in past fines and court costs. But I've been putting $250 on his books every week, or will be starting this month. Actually, this coming week, I'm doing it because he told me to try to get me a vehicle because right now I ain't got no vehicle. Um, excuse me. Whew, excuse me again. Damn. Um, he. A lot of people think he's using me because I'm been sending money to his books